I'm Chelsea, and this is Better Balance for Seniors. Today's workout is inspired by the elegance and control of ballet. But don't worry, you don't need any dance experience to join in. These gentle ballet-inspired movements are perfect for improving your balance, posture, and muscle control, all while building strength in a very safe and low-impact way. You'll need something sturdy to hold on to, whether it's a countertop or the back of a solid chair. Just make sure it won't slide or tip. I'm using ankle weights for an added challenge, but you don't need them. In each exercise, we're going to move slow and with control. And we're going to do 10 repetitions of a controlled movement, followed by 10 seconds of pulsing to activate those smaller stabilizing muscles that support your joints and help you stay steady. One of the most important parts of this workout is your posture, so keep your spine long, shoulders relaxed, and core engaged throughout. Think lifted and light, like there is an imaginary string pulling from the top of your head towards the ceiling, elongating your spine. Let's move with grace, build strength, and feel good. Ready? To get started, I want you to squeeze your glutes. I know it sounds silly, but this is such a great way to activate your core and improve your stability. So if you could just try to keep your glutes squeezed in all of these exercises, it'll help you with your stability and it'll also improve your strength. So keep your glutes squeezed and also try to tuck your pelvis under a little bit. So you're gonna curl the tailbone under instead of having a really arched back. You wanna kind of flatten out your back a little bit. Squeeze the glutes, and of course, pretend like there's an invisible string pulling the top of your head towards the ceiling to elongate your spine and have nice posture throughout. To get started, bring your feet all the way together. You can put one hand on a sturdy surface and one hand on your hip. And we're gonna go through a sequence where we're all going to squeeze the glutes, of course. Keep them squeezed. Lift your heels. Now bend your knees. Now straighten your knees and lower the heels. We're gonna do that 10 times. So here's 2. Lift the heels, bend your knees, straighten your knees, and lower your heels nice and slow. Okay, lift the heels. Here's 3. Bend, straighten, and lower. Okay, here's 4. Lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Keep those glutes squeezed. Here's 5. Lift, bend, straighten, now lower. Here's 6. Lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Great job. Here's 7. Lift the heels, bend the knees, straighten the knees, now lower the heels. Good. Here's 8. Lift and bend and straighten and lower. Here's 9. Lift. Now we bend, straighten, lower down. Good. And last one, we're gonna add a pulse here. So if you're with me, squeeze your glutes, lift your heels. Now bend your knees, and here we're just going to pulse. Tiny little movement here, as small as you can make it, up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and maybe you want to lift your hands, see if you can hold it here, and then lower the heels down. Great job. Now we're going to separate our feet into, in ballet, what is known as second position. Toes are going to angle outward, and we're going to do the same sequence 10 times, followed by a 10-second pulse. So go ahead and lift your heels, make sure those glutes are squeezed, bend the knees, straighten, and lower the heels. Okay, lift the heels. Here's 2. Bend the knees, straighten the knees, and 4 down. Here's 3. Lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Here's 4, lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Here's 5, lift, bend, straighten, and lower. Here's 6, lift, bend, straighten, and lower. This is 7, lift, and bend, and straighten, and lower. Here's 8, lift, and bend, and straighten, and lower. Here's 9, lift, and bend, and straighten. Keep those glutes squeezed, and lower. Last one, let's add our pulse, and if you want to lift your hand, you can do that too. So lift the heels, bend the knees, and we're just going to pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heels down. Great work. Bring your heels back together. And I want you to elevate your foot, drag it up your leg into passe. Now you're going to bring your knee forward and then straighten the leg and then back in reverse, out and down. Okay, we're going to do 10 just like that with a pulse at the end. Here we go. Here's 2, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Here's 3, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Here's 3, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Here's 4, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Here's 5, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Here's 6, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. You're doing a great job. I know this isn't easy. Here's 7, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Here's 8, lift, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. 9, forward, straighten, bend, out and down. Last one, we're going to add a pulse at the top. So you're going to lift, move it forward. Now we're going to pulse here, lifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bend, out and down. Great work. Now I want you to turn and face whatever surface you're holding onto. And we are going to lift your leg behind you now, okay? So I want you to kind of reach your chest forward, and you're going to bring your opposite arm down straight, one leg out, and it's just a lift and lower, okay? With a pulse at the end. Here's 2 and lower, nice and slow here. Here's 3, lower slowly. Here's 4. Keep your spine long. Here's 5, back is strong. Lower slowly, halfway there. Here's 6. Lower slow. Here's 7. Beautiful. Here's 8. lower down, and 9. Now the last one, hold it up for 10 seconds and just pulse your leg up and down for 10. 9, small movement. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up tall. Great work. That was the tough one. So now you're going to change directions, and I'm actually just going to move my chair to the other side so I can still face the camera, but you don't have to. Okay, so now we're going to do this one on the other side, followed by the leg kicks to the back, okay? So if you're ready, one hand on your surface, one hand on your hip, and this time lifting the opposite leg. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. And lift, come forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. Good. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. Here's 4. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. Here's 5. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. You're halfway there. Here's 6. Forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. Here's 7. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. Here's 8. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. Just 2 more. Lift, forward, straighten, bend, out, and down. And number 10, we've got the pulse at the top. Don't forget it. So we're going to lift, come forward, straighten and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come down. Great work. I know that's a tough one. Okay, go ahead and face your surface that's sturdy. Bring your other leg behind you, whatever leg you didn't do last time, and your other arm down. Remember to keep your chest lifted, back is strong, and here we go. It's a lift, oopsies, and lower. Better scoot forward. Lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Here's 4, and 5, and 6. Here's 7, 8, beautiful, 9, and last one, we're gonna hold it up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up nice and straight. Beautiful work. Now we're gonna do both hands, just the fingertips touching your surface that's sturdy. And I want you to come into lifting the heels slightly, bending the knees, and we're just gonna hold it here and work on our pelvic tucks, okay? So we're gonna tuck the pelvis under and then relax. And tuck, here's 2, and relax. Tuck the tailbone under, 3, and relax. And squeeze, 4, and relax. Squeeze your core, here's 5, and relax. And 6, and relax. And 7, and relax. Here's 8, and relax. Here's 9, relax. And last one, we're gonna pulse it out, Squeeze the core, tuck it in, and just go up, down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Let go if you want for 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, now we're gonna do some with the arms. So go ahead and bring your arms straight out in front of you, and we're just gonna go out and in. Okay, now if you want an added challenge, you can add the heel lift as well. Okay, we're gonna go out and in. 1, out and in. Here's 2, out and in. Here's 3, out and in. Here's 4, out and in. That's 5, out and in. That's 6, out and in. Here's 7, out and in. That's 8, out and in. That's 9, out and in. That's 10. Now we're gonna do 10 circles forward. Just tiny little circles here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and keep those arms lifted. Lower the heels. This next one, we're gonna come out and up. Now, if you have any shoulder limitations, just lift them however high your shoulders will allow, or you can modify and do this a second round. Both are great options, okay? If you're with me, we're going to lift as we bring our arms up. We're gonna lift the heels, 1, and down, 2, and down, 3. You don't have to lift your heels if it's too much. Here's 4. Here's 5. Keep your spine long. Good posture here. 6, 7, 8. Just 2 more. 9 and 10. Now we're going to roll to the back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax those arms down. Good job. We are gonna finish up with a high knee march, okay? And I want you to keep your arms either here or here, whatever's most comfortable or feels good in your body. So we're just going to lift. I'm gonna point my toes as I lift my knees. 3. We're gonna go to 20 here. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, almost there, 19, and 20. Lower down, no pulse there. Relax the arms. Give yourself a round of applause. That was a tough workout, but I'm so proud of you for sticking with me and doing it all the way through. You will start to see results. Just be consistent with moving your body every day and trying to challenge yourself a little bit more each day. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Let me know what you thought, and if you have any requests of what you would like to see more of, please let me know. And if you want to check out my webpage, it's www.betterbalanceforseniors.com, and I will put the link in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you here next time. Thanks so much.